Good day, grade 11 students, and welcome back to our video tutorial for the subject Earth Science. This is again Sir RJ Olarve, and we're going to have our new lesson about the School of Rocks. So last video tutorial, we talked about the world of minerals, and there we've mentioned that minerals are the building blocks of rocks. But this time, it is time for us to discover the nature, the different types of rocks at the same time, how a specific rock can be transformed into another type of rock. And for the first topic, we are going to have the definition of rocks. So what are rocks? So rocks form the outer solid layer of the earth, known as the crust. And you know that there are two types of crust. Basically, those are the continental crust and the oceanic crust. And each crust are composed of rocks. And a rock is any naturally occurring solid mass or aggregate of minerals. When we say aggregate, these are combination of minerals because as mentioned, the building blocks of rocks are minerals. So therefore, rocks are composed of repeating structure of a specific mineral or combination of minerals. And also rocks are also known as the building blocks of lithosphere. And we all know that lithosphere is the crust plus the upper layer of the mantle. So therefore, the upper layer of the mantle and the crust or the lithosphere itself cannot exist without the rocks. And speaking of rocks, there are three major types of rocks. And what are these? So first, we have the igneous rocks, second, sedimentary rocks, and the third is the metamorphic rock. And we are going to discuss them one by one. But take note of this, that each type of rocks has its own unique characteristics and example. And for this video tutorial, we are going to have the first major type of rock, which is the igneous rocks. So what are igneous rocks? So igneous rocks, the word igneous was derived from the word ignis, which means of fire. Apoy. Okay, so sa apoy ba sila nanggaling? Well, the answer here is this. Because igneous rocks are formed from magma or lava. And if you're going to take a look, no, with the characteristic of magma or lava aside from the fact that magma or lava are hot, no, like a fire, it is also at some point really contain a high temperature like a fire. And this magma and lava will undergo the process called cooling and solidification. Cooling in the sense that magma and lava are hot, so it must undergo the process of cooling. And kapag nag-undergo na siya ng process of cooling, dahil ang magma and lava are so-called semi-liquid or semi-solid, so it must undergo the process of solidification in order for its components to be compacted or in order for it to be solidified. Because take note that rocks are solid. And maybe you're asking, what is the difference between magma or lava? Well, I provide a definition for magma and lava under the igneous rocks. So first, let's have lava. So lava is a molten rock that has been expelled from the interior of some planets or specifically from the planet Earth. So when we say expelled, inilabas siya galing dun sa interior part of the planet. While on the other hand, magma is a molten or semi-molten natural material from which all igneous rocks are being formed. Magma is found beneath the surface of the earth. So pag nasa labas na, itong si magma, ang tawag sa kanya is lava. While on the other hand, kapag nasa loob pa siya, so it is called as magma. So now you know the difference between lava and magma. And it's time for us now to know the different categories of igneous rocks because igneous rocks are divided into two main categories. And what are the two main categories of igneous rocks? So first, we have the intrusive igneous rocks and the second is the extrusive igneous rocks. And what are the differences between these two? So let us have first the intrusive igneous rocks. So intrusive igneous rocks are also called as plutonic igneous rocks. And it is actually the result when magma cools and crystallizes slowly within the Earth's crust. And a common type of this is the granite, which is granite is the most abundant type of this rock, the intrusive igneous rocks. While on the other hand, the extrusive igneous rocks are also called as volcanic igneous rocks. And it is actually a result from magma reaching the surface either as lava or fragmental ejecta, forming minerals such as basalt. And kung kanina, we have the granite as the most abundant type of the intrusive igneous rock. Well, this time, for the extrusive igneous rock, we have the basalt as the most abundant type of the igneous or extrusive igneous rocks found on the Earth's surface. And for us to have more knowledge about the differences about intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks or plutonic and volcanic igneous rocks. So let us have this table. So the table shows the differences between intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks. So let's have the first difference, which is under the intrusive igneous rock, it is said to be from slow cooling magma. So take note, galing siya sa magma. Why? Intrusive inside or beneath the Earth's surface, magma. Okay, and while on the other hand, for the extrusive igneous rock, it is from the fast cooling lava, the magma ejected or expelled. Fast siya kasi nga nasa labas na siya, nasa lavas na siya, and mas mabilis siya doon, cool down. While on the other hand, dito kay intrusive igneous rock, the magma, dahil nasa loob siya, mataas pa yung temperature doon, so talagang it takes longer time for it to cool and solidify. That's why the second difference about this intrusive and extrusive, for the intrusive, we have intrusive igneous rocks take longer time to cool and solidify. Given the fact nga na nasa loob pa itong si magma, so talagang kailangan ng mahabang oras and time for it to cool and also to solidify. While on the other hand, extrusive, lava, nasa lavas na siya, so it will only take shorter time to cool and solidify. Okay, and moreover, under the intrusive igneous rock, so ang benefit naman itong longer time to cool and solidify, makakaroon siya ng magandang crystallization. While for the extrusive igneous rock, dahil mabilis lang siyang nag-cool and nag-solidify, so meron siyang kaunting crystals or minsan wala naman siyang mga crystals. And just like what I've mentioned earlier, under the intrusive, we have the granite as the most abundant intrusive igneous rock, and for the extrusive igneous rock, we have the basalt. So clue dyan, IG, I for the intrusive, and then G for the granite, IG. And then for this, the extrusive, it's EB, Eat Bulaga, no? Pero lang hindi kayo malito, we have the IG and EB. So those are the differences between the intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks. And now let's have the different examples or common igneous rocks that we can find on the Earth's surface. So under the plutonic or the intrusive igneous rock, we have the granite, the pegamatite, syenite, and the gabbro. And under the volcanic or the extrusive igneous rock, we have the volcanic scoria, pumice, obsidian, and the basalt. And that ends our discussion regarding the first major type of rock, which is igneous rocks.